Mind isn't just a place where thoughts live. It's your most powerful weapon. And right now, it's either working for you or silently working against you. The question is, have you learned how to use it? You see, most people walk through life reacting to everything. They let their emotions control their decisions. They absorb negativity like a sponge. They live on autopilot, never realizing they are carrying a weapon that could change everything. But not you, because today you're gonna learn how to turn that mental fog into focused fire. You're going to learn how to protect your peace like armor, how to cut through fear with clarity, and how to shine so brightly that nothing can dim your power. This isn't just another motivational talk. This is a blueprint, a mental transformation, a way to use your mind like a weapon, not of destruction, but of light. A light that exposes lies, a light that breaks barriers, a light that not only guides you forward, but inspires others to rise with you. So if you're ready to stop being a prisoner of your own mind and start becoming the master of your destiny, let's begin. Because this is how you use your mind like a weapon of light. Use the mind like a weapon of light. The mind, a double-edged sword. Your mind is the most powerful force you will ever own. It can build, it can destroy, it can heal, and it can wound. It can be a sanctuary or a battlefield, a weapon of mass destruction or a weapon of light. The choice is yours. Most people go through life never realizing the true potential of their mind. They live on autopilot, driven by habits, reactions, and the echoes of other people's thoughts. But an intelligent, awakened person knows the mind is not just a tool for survival. It is the most advanced weapon of transformation. The truth no one tells you. Your environment doesn't shape your destiny. Your education does. Even your past does. Your mind does. The way you think, the way you interpret what happens to you, the way you choose your focus, your language, your beliefs, that's where all your power lives. But understand this, the mind is a double-edged sword. If you don't train it, it will turn against you. It will fill your head with doubts, fears, regrets, and limitations. It will paralyze you with hesitation. It will distract you with the trivial. It will convince you to stay quiet when you need to roar. And you live years of your life wondering, why do I feel stuck? Because the untrained mind is a dangerous master. But when you discipline your thoughts, when you feed it with light, with truth, clarity, vision, your mind becomes your greatest weapon. It becomes precise like a blade, illuminating everything in your path. It no longer reacts, it responds. It no longer hesitates, it acts with confidence. It no longer doubts it, it believes with conviction. A mind like that isn't shaken by noise. It cuts through fear. It doesn't get lost in confusion. It brings clarity. Yeah, it doesn't retreat into comfort. It advances into greatness. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being conscious, being aware that every thought you allow, every belief you entertain, and every mental pattern you nurture is either sharpening your mind or dulling it. So ask yourself right now, is your mind your weapon or your weakness? Are you letting it wander in fear, or are you aiming it toward the life you want? It's time to stop treating your mind like an open door anyone can walk through. It's time to stop giving it to the media, to negativity, to people who don't believe in you. It's time to reclaim it, refine it, and wield it like a weapon of light. Because when your mind becomes clear, focused, and disciplined, nothing can stop you. No doubt, no delay, not even failure. You don't just survive with a powerful mind. You rise, you lead, you conquer. Clean the blade, eliminate mental clutter. A weapon is only as effective as it is clean, sharp, and ready. Now imagine your mind as a blade, one meant to cut through distractions, pierce through fear, and carve your path through the unknown. But what happens when that blade is coated in rust, dirt, and debris? It becomes useless. It becomes heavy, dangerous to the one who holds it. That's what mental clutter does to you. It slows your decision making. It fogs your intuition. It weakens your focus and dilutes your energy. And here's the problem. We are living in an age where mental clutter is constant. Social media, news, noise, everyone's opinions, endless information, endless distractions. Your mind becomes a battlefield, not because of what's happening inside of you, but because of what you're allowing from outside of you. You have to take back control. You have to clean the blade. Well, start by getting honest about what you consume daily. The conversations you entertain, the content you scroll, the emotions you absorb. They're either feeding your power or poisoning your mind. Everything you allow in becomes part of your internal world. If you want clarity, you need stillness. If you want strength, you need space. Make time for silence. Wake up before the noise starts. Spend 5, 10, 15 minutes just observing your thoughts. Meditation isn't just a spiritual practice. It's mental maintenance. Journaling is another powerful tool. Write out your thoughts. Get the noise out of your head and onto the page. You'll be shocked at how much power you reclaim when your mind isn't jammed with invisible chaos. And also cleanse emotionally. Let go of the grudges, the comparisons, the stories from the past that play on repeat. They're weights. And you cannot move like light while carrying heavy mental baggage. A clean mind doesn't mean a quiet life. It means you've learned how to filter. You choose what matters. You decide what enters and what gets rejected. You no longer let every opinion occupy space. You don't entertain every drama. You don't chase validation in noisy rooms. A clean mind is disciplined, minimal, and fierce. It's not cold. It's precise. It knows that every ounce of energy spent on distractions is energy taken away from destiny. This is your responsibility to clean the blade daily, to sharpen your awareness, to eliminate the unnecessary. Because every thought you entertain either strengthens your light or dims it. So from this moment on, start treating your mind like sacred ground. Only allow in what nurtures, uplifts, sharpens. Because once your mind is clean and clear, you'll move differently. You'll think with precision. You'll speak with impact. And you begin to see opportunities that others miss. Simply because you cleared the fog they're still lost in. Aim with intention, the power of focus. A weapon, no matter how powerful, is useless without a target. You can sharpen your mind, purify your thoughts, cleanse your energy. But if you have no direction, no aim, no clarity of purpose, then all that potential remains unfocused. Let me ask you this. What are you aiming at? Because most people walk through life without a clear target. They wake up and let the world tell them what to think, what to fear, what to chase. They spend their energy reacting to everything around them, and that's how they stay stuck, tired, and unfulfilled. But when you treat your mind like a weapon of light, you don't just clean it. You don't just sharpen it. You aim it. And that means living with intention. What do you truly want? Not what others told you to want. Not what society applauds. What do you want to create? What do you want to experience, achieve, contribute? Once you have that vision, everything changes. Focus becomes your superpower. Not just general focus, but laser focus. The kind of focus that cuts through excuses, distractions, and delays. The kind of focus that says, I will reach this goal or I will die trying. There is no in between. This is the power of intention. It turns random thoughts into a mental blueprint. It turns scattered energy into momentum. It turns doubt into direction. Without intention, your mind becomes a flashlight, weak and scattered. With intention, your mind becomes a laser beam, powerful, precise, and unstoppable. So how do you build that focus? You start small. Each morning, before the world touches you, touch your vision. Visualize it. Affirm it. Write it down like it already exists. When you do this consistently, you train your brain to prioritize your mission. You stop entertaining distractions. You stop giving your energy to things that don't align with your goal. You stop comparing your path to someone else's because your mind is locked in. This is mental discipline. holding your focus in a world that is designed to steal it. You may not control every circumstance, but you control what you fix your eyes on. And where your focus goes, your energy flows. Where your energy flows, your reality grows. So if you've been feeling lost, overwhelmed, or exhausted, maybe it's not that life is too hard. Maybe it's that your mind has no aim, no direction, no vision to follow. You're holding the bow, but you're not choosing a target. Choose today. Pick the life you want. Picture it. Body, feel it. Or speak it. Then aim your thoughts, your actions, your time and your heart in that direction, daily. This because when your mind is aligned with a target, it becomes a weapon of light that carves new realities. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop a focused soul on fire. Protect the light. Guard your mental energy. If your mind is a weapon of light, then protecting that light becomes your greatest responsibility. You wouldn't leave a sword lying in the street for anyone to touch. You wouldn't let just anyone handle a loaded weapon. So why do we so carelessly let the world into our minds? Let's be real. Every day, your energy is under attack. Not just by negativity or toxic people, but by noise. Useless noise. Scrolling endlessly through social media. Absorbing fear from the news. Entertaining gossip. Trying to please everyone. Trying to be everywhere. Trying to do everything. And what happens? Your light dims. Not because it's gone, but because it's being pulled in 1,000 directions. Focus this powerful can't afford to be scattered. If you truly want to use your mind as a weapon of light, you have to protect it like sacred ground. That means setting boundaries that may seem extreme to others, but necessary for your mental clarity. You have to be intentional about what enters your space. Ask yourself, does this conversation feed my strength or drain it? Does this environment inspire me or suppress me? Does this content I'm consuming align with my vision? If it doesn't, cut it off. Yes, cut it off. You must protect your peace like a warrior protects their sword. Because when your peace is intact, your thoughts are sharp. When your thoughts are sharp, your actions are precise. And when your actions are precise, your results are undeniable. Also, be mindful of who you let close. Not everyone deserves access to your mental space. Some people live in chaos and bring it to your doorstep, not because they mean harm, but because they have no control over their own minds. Learn to say no, not with bitterness, but with clarity. You're not being rude, you're being focused. And that's something most people don't understand. When you protect your mind, people will call you distant. When you choose peace, people will say you're cold. When you stop explaining yourself, people will say you've changed. Let them talk. You are not here to please noise. You're here to protect the flame inside of you. That light. Your vision, your power, your mental clarity is the very thing that will create your new life. And nothing is more dangerous to your future than energy leaks disguised as harmless habits. So from now on, be ruthless about your focus. Be selfish with your peace. Be intentional with your time. Because when your mind is protected, when your life is safe and sacred, you don't just survive the world's chaos. You shine through it. And people notice. Not because you speak louder, but because your energy is louder than words. Train relentlessly. Sharpen your mental discipline. Even the sharpest weapon will dull if left unused. Even the brightest light will flicker if neglected. And even the most gifted mind will weaken without training. If you want to use your mind like a weapon of light, then discipline is not optional, it's required. Because greatness doesn't come from random bursts of motivation. It comes from daily training, daily choice, and daily commitment to sharpening the way you think. Mental discipline is the art of thinking on purpose. It's not just reacting to whatever the day throws at you. It's learning how to take command of your thoughts before your thoughts take command of you. So how do you train a mind like that? You start by doing the uncomfortable things on purpose. Get up earlier than you feel like. Sit in silence when your mind wants noise. Finish what you start, even when it's no longer exciting. Speak only what's necessary. Consume what feeds your growth, not what numbs your boredom. These are small things, but they compound into massive results. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being deliberate. Deliberate with your words. Deliberate with your energy. Deliberate with your attention. You see, most people waste their lives fighting battles that don't matter because they never train their mind to choose their battles wisely. But when you build mental discipline, you stop flinching. You stop falling for every distraction. You stop seeking comfort and start seeking strength. Let me give it to you straight. You can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. You can give in to every feeling or you can train your focus like a blade. One will leave you stuck in regret. The other will lead you into the life you've always imagined. Discipline is the difference between potential and power. It's the bridge between wishing and winning. It's what separates the ones who dream from the ones who do. And here's something most people never realize. Discipline isn't restrictive. It's freedom. When your mind is trained, you don't fear challenges, you welcome them. You don't chase validation, you walk in purpose. You don't need the perfect environment because your internal environment is solid. You become a force. You become a light, so focused, so precise, so grounded that no circumstance, no delay, no doubt can pull you off course. But it takes effort. It takes fire. It takes a decision daily to choose strength over softness, clarity over confusion, and action over excuse. So ask yourself today, am I sharpening my mind daily or letting it rust with comfort? Because a trained mind becomes unstoppable. It doesn't hope for success, it commands it. And when your mind is disciplined, it's not just a weapon of light. It's the light that leads you. Control the trigger. Respond, don't react. A powerful weapon in the wrong hands is dangerous. But even in the right hands, it must be used with control. Without control, power becomes destruction, and the mind is no different. You can sharpen your thoughts. You can focus your energy. You can protect your peace and train your discipline. But if you don't learn to control your reactions, that power will work against you. This is where most people fall short. They train their minds, but they don't master their emotions. They prepare for battle, but shoot off impulsively at the first sign of tension. They carry wisdom, but they let a single word or situation trigger a firestorm within. To use your mind like a weapon of light, you must control the trigger. You must master the pause. You must learn how to respond, not just react. Because reaction is instinct, but response is power. A reaction is when someone pushes your button and you explode. Response is when you feel the heat, but you don't let it burn your clarity. So you pause, you breathe, you assess. Then you decide what energy is worth releasing and what is not. Let me tell you something. Real power doesn't scream. It doesn't panic. It doesn't rush to prove anything. Real power is calm. It's measured. It chooses its battles and wins because of it. When you react out of impulse, you surrender control. You hand your peace to the outside world. But when you respond with intention, you remain the author of your reality. And yes, it takes practice. It's not easy to stay calm when emotions are high. It's not easy to pause when someone disrespects you, challenges you, or doubts you. But that pause, that moment of stillness before you act, that's the difference between destroying and elevating your future. The mind is a powerful tool, but without emotional control, it becomes a weapon that backfires. You hurt your own growth, your relationships, your reputation, all because of a reaction you didn't think through. So start practicing the pause. When emotions rise, pause. When you feel triggered, pause. If you say something you'll regret, pause. Step back. Observe. Ask yourself, is that true? Is this feeling temporary? Is this action necessary? You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You don't have to burn down your peace just because someone left the match in front of you. When you gain emotional control, your mind becomes unstoppable. It's not just a weapon, it's a wise weapon, a guided missile of purpose, a beam of intention, a force that transforms, not destroys. Because light does not just expose, it heals. And when you respond instead of react, you carry that healing energy wherever you go. So control the trigger, guard the pause, and remember, illness is not weakness, it's mastery. Erect the beam, influence your reality. Once your mind is sharpened, focused, protected, and trained, there comes a time when you must direct it. Just power sitting still is just potential. But when you direct that power with purpose, it becomes transformation. Your thoughts aren't just ideas, they're blueprints. Your emotions aren't just feelings, they are fuel. And your focus isn't just attention, it's a beam of energy. Let's break this down clearly. Everything in your life is energy. People, places, problems, progress. And the most powerful energy you own is your mind's attention. When you direct it, you shape the world around you. Most people don't realize this. They think their mind is reacting to reality. But the truth is, your mind is creating. You can walk into a room and see scarcity, or you can see opportunity. You can face a failure and feel defeated, or you can extract a lesson. You can look in the mirror and see someone broken, or you can see someone rising. It all depends on where you shine the beam. Directing your mental energy means becoming intentional with your thoughts, your self-talk, and your inner narrative. No more wondering, no more spiraling, no more waiting for life to change. You become the one who changes things, because your mind is not passive. It's active, it's leading, it's shaping. Here's what you must understand. Your dominant thoughts create your emotional frequency. Your frequency shapes your behavior. Your behavior shapes your results. And your results reinforce your belief system, which starts the cycle all over again. So the more you think like a victor, the more you become one. The more you focus on what's possible, the more possibilities unfold. The more you shine the light of belief on your goals, the more those goals take root and grow. And this isn't just motivation, this is science. The reticular activating system in your brain filters the world based on what you focus on. If you keep saying, I'm stuck, your brain filters for limitations. But if you say, I'm learning, I'm rising, I'm powerful, your brain filters for solutions. So start aiming your mind like a beam of light at the life you want. Speak what you seek. Think with boldness. Feel with alignment. Move with courage. When fear shows up, shine the light. When doubt creeps in, shine the light. When all patterns whisper you can't, turn that light up brighter. The mind is not just a weapon for defense, it's a tool for design. And when directed with faith, fire and focus, it bends the world around you. So don't wait for the external to shift before you take control of the internal. Direct your thoughts, focus your beam, influence your reality. Because the person who commands their mind commands the world. Illuminate the path, become the light for others. You've sharpened the mind. You've trained it, protected it, directed it. But the final transformation happens when your light no longer serves just you. It begins to serve others. Because the highest use of power is not domination, it's illumination. True strength is not about how loudly you can lead, but how deeply you can inspire. When you use your mind like a weapon of light, you don't just fight battles. You light the way. You see, someone is always watching. Someone out there is struggling in silence.